My goodness.
Let's go.
Oh, what a relief.
Told you I had a good feeling, man.
What a fucking relief, man. Embiid play did make a difference. Good.
Told you they would have them tired legs, and Embiid, what man, he looked
Yeah.
rough
Yeah,
tonight,
he looked
Yeah,
Yo,
he
man.
off.
looked
Nick
awful.
Oh
Nurse
my
might have
god,
fucked up, bro.
man,
Nick Nurse,
Yeah, he shouldn't have
that
played him.
was
Nick Nurse might have fucked up.
yeah.
No, no, yo, Irk, it's even
He
better
was
though.
nowhere even close to even be playing tonight, man. He looked rough from what the second quarter when they showed him just trying to catch his breath, man.
Nah,
Oh
bro.
my
Bro.
Yeah,
god,
Hold
as
on,
soon as he
hold
went
on.
back
That
to the
was
locker
coaching
room.
From the
malpractice if I
jump,
ever
he looked
seen
awful,
one.
bro. From the jump, he looked awful.
Well,
yeah.
he's not gonna get that MVP anymore now.
Y'all do realize how much money these dudes miss out on if they don't make an All NBA team, right?
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. No,
Embiid
no,
is
no.
pushing. He's
No.
pushing
And
for that
lose
All
some weight
NBA
and
team.
lose some weight and stay healthy.
No, I get all that, but it's like, I mean,
The NBA's got to change it back, bro. Dudes are going to get injured trying to chase these All NBA awards, bro. They're going to get seriously hurt.
well, it is what it is, man.
It is
It
what
is
it
what it
is.
is.
With
It is
with
what it
with the
is.
It
Lakers and I
is
think
what
with the
it is.
Kings losing, this is actually a big win for us. Like this is a big swing.
And Utah,
Utah is
Utah
who I meant.
losing
Yeah.
too.
Like a
Yeah,
twin. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
I
at
lie.
some point we had to turn it around. Yeah, that was a good game. Early on, like turnovers in the first quarter, that kept the game a lot closer than it should have been. But I mean, they pulled it together, man.
Bro, I want to know
This
is
starting
Steve Kerr
lineup, man.
okay? Is Steve Kerr okay? Because these lineups he's putting on is really like questioning me a lot. He's out here.
Like that early fourth
Has he
quarter
been hanging
lineup.
around with Sleepy Joe? Is that the problem?
Yeah,
He's
that early fourth quarter lineup was ass when he was playing. What was he playing? Corey Joseph, Saric.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
bro.
don't
even know
know.
who
But
he had in
Steve
there.
hold
Steve
on,
Kerr.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. But who's he gonna play though? Like, I them options are in a bench are very limited. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess you could stagger here and there. You know what I'm saying? But options right now are
You
very
guys are
limited. You
talking
Yeah, he
about
know?
the
doesn't.
wrong
Yeah,
thing.
that's the most I ever seen Lester
Yeah, yeah,
score
yeah.
in a long
Let's
time.
He don't
hold
got
up,
much
hold
of
up.
a choice.
Hold on. Let's look at the box score here for a second because y'all came in on some negative shit. But what y'all are not acknowledging is that plus 26 for Steph, plus 18 for Wiggins, plus 10 for Kaminga, plus 18 for Draymond. 9, 6, 6 for Draymond, 2 blocks. Did a masterful job on Embiid. And then we're just here, we're looking at the other guys, and Wiggins and Kaminga are pluses at the same time. 26 for Kaminga, 19 shots. 23 for Wiggins, 10 shots. Oh, okay. That's
See how that
interesting.
works.
37 points for Steph Curry. The bench, -4, -5, -5, 10, 3. Listen to me. If this team is going anywhere, the Wings have to be successful. The Wings were successful tonight.
But wait,
Hey,
Urkel,
which
you
wings?
forgot something
Which
else.
wings? Because there was a wing missing tonight.
Yeah. So you forgot something else, Urkel. We're actually 2-0 without
A
Clay.
big money wing.
We're 2-0 without Clay. So
Lemon pepper or honey barbecue? Which one?
I want all of them. Great. The answer's been the same for the last 2 years.
Oh man.
The answer's been the
My
same for
boy
the last 2
Dre.
years.
Hold on. Don't do that because then you're gonna hear the spaces people. And when they say spaces people, they're talking about me. You know what I'm saying? They ain't talking about y'all. They're talking
Man,
about me.
man,
No,
tell the truth and search
Urkel, that's my
yourself,
On the
favorite
man.
record,
part.
I want Klay
What
That's
you
Thompson to
my
mean?
favorite
stay. You
part.
know
I
what I'm
can say
saying?
what I
How
want. You
good do
get
we look
blamed for
without
it.
Clay? Be honest.
No,
Feliz
no, 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 no.
cumpleaños, Clay. Feliz cumpleaños.
Y'all talk shit and then
No,
I
I
get
love
blamed
that.
for
That's
it. You
my
know what I'm
favorite part of
saying?
Twitter.
sayonara, Clay.
That shit's a
That's
classic.
Sayonara.
why I'm here.
Hey, Clay might be off this team in 2 weeks, man.
Two.
Hey, I'm just
Two,
saying.
you know what day it is?
Come on, bro.
It's
I'm
February
not
Nah,
25.
trying to
bro.
get
Here's the
blamed.
thing. Here's what
Oh, my bad.
happened,
I
right?
forgot it's. I forgot it's on the third. What day is
This
it on? My
game,
bad.
this game was the closest thing I think we've seen since
Yeah,
2022.
that's wild.
Like you just take a snapshot of 22 because what happened was our defense fueled our offense. Every stop that we
Yeah.
had, we pushed the pace. Every stop that we had, the ball was about ahead of the half court line within seconds, and we were either taking a shot or getting to the rim, like a jumper, like kick out, or just getting to the basket, drawing fouls, or just dunking on folks. So like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like it's about the defense and it's about having two-way play. Tonight all of our starters. This is probably the first game in maybe that I can remember this season where like
Yep.
the starters were like all positives. You know, in a lot of our wins, it's like the starters are like slight negatives, and then like the bench are all positives. This game, the starters were all positives and like confident high positives. These weren't like +4s or +12s. These were +18s and +20s. So they were big positives tonight, and it was really the defense. We could talk about the scoring and you know J.K. did a great job scoring, and Steph did a great job scoring, but at the end of the day, like J.K.'s point of attack, Wiggins' point of attack, Draymond's backline, and Steph doing his job,
Steph.
and Pods did well too. I thought everyone was on a string. Everyone was on.
Not
A
Yeah,
only that, yo, Dre, look how many runouts we had, like how many actual fast breaks. I feel like I haven't seen those in a
In
long
22, we
time.
had that with
You know what I'm
GP, right?
saying? Right? Yeah. And we
Where it
had
was
Yeah.
so
forcing
many tonight.
turnovers,
It was
To
great.
add to
forcing
that
turnovers, getting
too,
stops. That's what
I,
fueled the fast break, man. It was
I'm gonna be
huge.
honest. My fear is that with when Clay comes back, I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid. That we may not be able to generate as many stops as we did tonight, and then because we're slower with Clay too. You see, like Pods runs the floor, like we're just a slower team. So I'm curious to see when Clay comes back, whenever on Friday or against Memphis. Are we going to be able to play at the same pace? Are we going to be able to string together as many stops and put together this type of stretch run the way we did tonight? Tonight was the best I think we looked all season, like minus the 6-2 start, right? The 6-2 start was probably like the best snapshot, but then guys got hurt, whatever. Minus the 6-2 start, tonight was the most quality win we've had in like months. I can't like remember the last quality win we had outside of tonight. So because it was our
yeah,
Against a
defense.
top team too. Against a
Because
top
you know
team
why? Because
in the
we
East.
didn't win. We didn't win the game 138-134. We won the game with our
yeah. So
defense.
Dre,
That's why.
Dre,
Yeah.
I said the key is to hold a team per quarter 28 points and below, and we did it one, two, three times. In the fourth quarter, they scored 30. Right. So let me remind you, Philly, on the season. I mean, I get that they're missing Maxi and all of that. So let me caveat that by saying that they were missing around 26 points a game. He's their shot creator, all of that stuff, right? But Philly, from what I'm seeing here, 120 points per 100 possession. They are also the eighth ranked defense in the league, right? So again, let me caveat: Joel Embiid was hobbled tonight. He probably shouldn't have played. Uh, and we held a 120 offense to 107 points. So 120 offense, we held him to 107 points. Now, um, Joel Embiid was hobbled. So let me say that. They were missing Tyrese Maxey, right? So, you know, we kind of caught them when we caught them, but teams have caught us when they've caught us
But
too.
also,
So,
there have been games this season where we've had those injuries in our that injury luck in our favor, and
yeah.
we haven't capitalized.
Yeah,
So
so they
tonight's a good sign.
capitalized tonight. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, what's fair is fair. Now, tonight is a double whammy because I'm looking at the schedule here, and let me see here. Utah, they lost tonight. And more importantly, the Los Angeles Lakers, they lost tonight. So
How many Lakers do we? I mean, Lakers.
Yeah, boy.
How many losses do we have?
we have 24.
How many
Yeah,
losses do the Lakers have?
They have
25.
25.
Okay.
dude,
So we're like, I don't know, like a game and a half out. So we just need to take care of some business.
We're a game and a half out of 9 and 10, by the way,
Yeah.
too.
I just saw it. I
So
just
it's
saw
not
our
terrible.
schedule. I just saw the next people we about to play. We shouldn't win like 4 straight. I don't see why not.
Yeah, so I mean,
Expect anything more or less with this team, though. Keep your
I get
expectations.
it. So I get it, but Kaminga and Wiggins playing well at the same time. Hey, did you see how fucking crazy the defense was, bro? And how many transition buckets do we see tonight?
I mean, it was definitely in the double digits. I mean, that defense was just swarming, man. I mean, Wiggins and Kuminga just
Bro,
so fast.
I told y'all, man, we're not going to go anywhere unless those two are on the court together. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because they were active point of attack. They were in the passing lanes. Next thing you know, Kaminga was getting runouts. You know what I'm saying? So that's the defensive part about it. Like, say what you want about Draymond and his rim protection and all of this shit, right? I'm telling you, he baits people into doing things they don't want to do all the time. All the time.
Bro, he was
So,
amazing, bro. Defensively,
yeah.
my God. Like,
Draymond is back to being our
Bro,
second best player.
you want to
It's
break it? We
crazy.
can break it
no,
down
no, 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 no.
technically
It's
too.
not
Like,
crazy. That's how it's always been, bro. It's literally always
Yeah,
been
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Can I
I'm
ask
saying
you
The
a
it's crazy that
crazy.
he just
but
comes
like,
back
no,
and
no,
he's
no.
right
Well,
back
it's
Here's
at it.
also
how it's crazy,
crazy
right?
that
No, no,
It's
no,
this.
no, no, no. It's not
he was
crazy because
battling
I'm
No, 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 no,
telling you,
foul
no.
trouble
bro.
the
No,
first
it's the
quarter.
That
same.
is why. That is why I was so pissed because I know what he does. You know what I'm
No, no,
saying?
it's the same
Yep.
crazy. It's the
Yep.
same crazy though as like with Steph. Like it's even at this, even today, like you still. It's a reminder of how incredible he is. Like it's because you forget sometimes. So it's the crazy in the sense of this dude at 6'6" can legit. It's with Draymond. It's not about like he's long or tall or whatever. Pause. It's not like that. With him, it's just he's smart. He knows angles. He forces Embiid into like certain weird spots on the floor. Uses his length to get to a shot release. Bumps him off his spots. Like beats him to his spots. All these subtle things that Draymond does add up. They compound. And they made his life hell, bro. Embiid was taking the toughest shots you could imagine. Step back threes, fadeaway twos,
1 second
you
on the
know,
shot clock stuff. Yeah.
bro, and it's about angles. See, with Draymond, he understands angles, right? Because what you're doing is you're not letting Embiid square up. If you watch any Sixers game, Embiid is at his best when he's squared up, toe to the basket, right? Toes to the basket. His feet all night were basically perpendicular. He was like looking to
Sideways.
make reads, bro. He was looking to make reads, and he was trying to take fadeaway shots because he couldn't get any clean looks off because Dre was just playing him to his side. Dre was covering ground and beating him to his spots, bumping him off his spots. It's the angles that Dre understands
Yeah.
that really bothered Embiid. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I don't think people realize this, but when the Warriors play the Sixers, and it used to be where Looney played them well as well, but Looney didn't play all that much tonight. Draymond Green, Draymond and Looney in the past used to really bother Embiid. And I think probably where we're struggling this season, especially defensively, is that one, Draymond hasn't been there, and two, they haven't been able to figure out how to play Looney and Draymond together like they have in the past. I don't think they should play them together. I think they should just play them opposites, right?
Well,
It should be
Loon
It
also
should
had
be
fallen off a
Trace
cliff,
and Draymond. That's why.
unfortunately. Like, if you
mm,
notice the minutes, right? Loon only played 8 minutes to play compared to, like,
quite
Trace,
frankly,
where he played 12.
quite frankly, Wiggins, Kaminga, Draymond, Steph, Clay. That's how it should be. Put the wings out there and let's get off to some decent starts because again, you see what these guys are defensively. Like look at what they were doing POA, and we saw it in the last game. Joe Verre, who runs a fine account on the TL, he was showing how Wiggins and Kaminga were pressuring the ball, and how it just puts the ball handler in a really uncomfortable spot, right? So that's kind of what we were watching like the last couple of games, and it's worked out.
Also, Draymond 3 showed up.
Yeah.
It's real at this point. I just feel like it's every game he's hitting at least two open ones, and that's 6 points right there. Like we couldn't count on him for 10 last season. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah.
he's walking into
Mhm.
6 points every game. So I think that's important too.
Hey, yo,
Yeah, man. I think we need energy and athleticism. Like seeing those fast breaks, it was really like, thank you. Like I know this team is not that slow, bro. Like, so I don't know.
hey, yo, Herb.
We'll see a
Yes,
couple
sir.
games.
Let me ask you a question. How many minutes Loon play tonight?
Kevin Looney played. I don't think he played a lot of minutes, but
8 minutes, right?
eight
Isn't it?
Loom
minutes.
mute,
He
Loom
only
mute,
played
cover your
8.
ears, cover your ears, Loom
It's
mute.
not even. It's not even. Nah, I'm just
Hey,
asking.
Nah,
I'm
it's
just
about
trying
my
to.
boy Loon
I'm
Moon,
just
man.
trying
The
to.
only thing
I'm
is,
just
I
trying to.
think
Hold
Loon
on,
only
hold on,
got in
gang.
because
I'm
I
just
only
trying to
think Loon
gauge some.
played because he got in foul trouble.
Bruce, go ahead.
Yeah. So how do you think the team look without Loon? You think they look better? Because to me, they look better.
I mean, listen, Looney is going to have his spot, but I think he needs to get in shape. He looks out of shape to me.
All
So
right.
at some point, he's going to get back in shape.
Okay.
He'll be
Then
fine.
the Warriors have probably ran 25 different lineups this season. The other piece that was down into the lineup tonight was Klay Thompson. How did the lineup look without Klay Thompson tonight? What do you think, Eric?
Listen, like And don't shoot me, Clay fans, because I'm going to be complimentary
Nah, go
right
ahead,
now.
lie to me, Ert.
I'm going to be complimentary right now.
Yeah, we'll
There
let him
is a
down again.
spot. There is a spot where you're going to need his shooting. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I saw tonight? They weren't forcing offense his way. And I feel like all year I've been watching them force offense his way. I didn't see that tonight. I just
I
feel
speak on this a
like,
little bit after you.
huh?
I speak on this after you on the Clay situation.
100%. So yeah, I do think that there is a place where you need his spacing, because when you watch him and they're driving on his side or whatever, that defender is almost never going to help off of him. You know what I'm saying? So that's valuable. When he's coming off of a pin down, you know, people are going to jump at him, so that's value. But sometimes I just feel like they run offense his way and they try to force it a little bit too much sometimes. Now, at the two guard tonight, you had whatchamacallit, you had Pods, and you see the difference when you have somebody that can put the ball on the floor and that can create from the dribble. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like in the NBA now, I think it's more valuable to create from the dribble than it is off ball. You know, they say that there's freedom of movement and all of that, but bro, like I watch them just foul off ball all the fucking time and nobody calls shit. You know what I'm saying? When you're on ball, you can't necessarily put your hands on people anymore. So I feel like off ball, there's literally no advantage. And then when you look at how the game is being called, it's more advantageous for somebody that dribbles the ball versus somebody who's off ball. And I don't really think it's a fault of Clay's necessarily. I just feel like it's the bullshit that's going on in the NBA right now. So that's what I would say. Jim Park, go ahead.
Yeah. So first thing is their defense is better without him. There's less limits defensively with him on the floor.
Yes, that's what I was saying earlier, Jim. Yep, I agree with that.
Yes.
I'll let y'all say it.
And also, Steph isn't looking over his shoulder because there's a guy pouting if he's not getting enough touches. And Steph actually got it going tonight the same way he got it going against the Pelicans the one other time that Clay missed a game this season. He's missed two
That's
games.
a good point. That's a great
One
point.
against the Pelicans, one against the Sixers tonight. And both of them were double-digit victories for the Warriors. How many times can we say, how have we been able to say this season that the Warriors were, they got a convincing win? And both times happened without Clay. And Steph happens to be completely going off. 40-something points against the Pelicans without Clay. 28-point victory. Tonight, 37 points. And they didn't even really look for him. That first half, especially the second quarter, the team forgot about him. And he still came up. And this was just so easy. 37 points on 17 shots. And he's plus 26. So defensively, I think when you go with Potts, they're better defensively. He rebounds better. He takes charges. Yeah, go ahead.
So we're talking about defense and Clay and all of this stuff, right? So I want to get into specifics, right? What
Yeah,
are we
I want to say
not?
one more thing. I
Yeah.
want to say one more thing. No Clay, and automatically it took away their option to go three guards. Steve Kerr basically did not go three guards tonight. It was very forward heavy, 3 forwards and 2 guards. And that was the formula even in the second quarter when they struggled some offensively, but because you got Corey Joseph and Quinones backcourt, right? And then you got Kuminga, Trace, and Draymond. I saw that combination. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you're holding fort defensively, I'm good with that. I will take a 3 forward lineup over a 3 guard lineup every day of the week for the Warriors. And in the second quarter, when they did that, the 3 forward stuff, the Sixers scored 22. The Warriors scored 29. They still found a way to score the basket, and that was great momentum going into the half, And so the three forward stuff and Trace in the equation at center automatically makes their defense better. And they need to be better defensively to win games. And tonight he's back in rotation. He played 12 minutes, not enough for my liking. He should have played that fourth quarter. I was blown away when Steve decided to
who
start.
he played with.
with Dario Saric at the 5 to start quarter 4 and give the 76ers momentum back. Even Draymond at that point had only played 20 minutes because of foul trouble, but he only had 2 fouls leading into fourth quarter. Why is he sitting on the bench to start off that fourth quarter, right? So these are the things that have been compromising the games for the Warriors all these weeks and months. But tonight they had enough with that closing 5. And I'm just thinking, bro, like, okay, Kuminga's doing so much from an efficiency standpoint, offensively. The way he takes advantage of space when Steph has 2 on him, he's just so aggressive and so quick to the basket. And he's the best one out of everybody on the Warriors in terms of taking advantage of that space that Steph creates. He's just automatically at the rim if you give him that space, right? So that's pretty amazing. And long term, like, you can't keep both Clay and Kuminga and Wiggins. Like, one of them got to go. There's too many guys that want to get paid a certain amount of money and too many guys that want a certain number of shots. And it's which one is more efficient and which one can you get away more with, right? And
well, it's not that simple because there is, like Urkel said, hold on. Like Urkel said, like, I do feel like there is a spot for Clay, like, structurally, right? Just not financially. That's just the main problem, right? He's just making too damn much, and he's not sacrificing. If he were to sacrifice, that would be like chef's kiss, right?
That's the point, though. Right?
Well, that's the whole point.
Yeah,
he
Clay
doesn't
off the bench
sacrifice.
is amazing.
But the problem is like
So
nobody
hold
wants
on.
to sacrifice.
Let me ask
Nobody.
a question. So hold on. Who do y'all say can't stay? So Clay, Wiggins, and
Clay
Kuminga?
should listen. Of all 3, right? And listen,
Yeah.
Wiggins overall this season has been bad, but
And I don't want
Clay,
to
hold on. Clay
don't want to.
The answer is Clay. It's clearly Clay, because Wiggins took a pay cut. So even though Wiggins has not played up to par, you can still stomach a $25 million cap sheet per season, and he's turned it up actually the last like week and a half. He's turned it up. And here's the other thing too. If Wiggins isn't hitting his shots, he's still giving you positive defense. When Clay isn't hitting his shots, I don't know what he gives you. Okay, and people want to gas up the gravity and compare the shit to Steph is ridiculous. I can appreciate Clay's attention that he demands. He does draw 2. But stop saying like, oh, gravity only applies to one player. That's so disingenuous and that's disrespectful to Steph Curry. Just stop it. Okay? It's not worth paying the man $30+ million because of some like Duncan Robinson type of gravity, bro. Chill out.
It's
all right?
funny. It's
I
funny
see
that
better
you.
odds
It's funny
of the
that you
Warriors.
mentioned $25 million, Drake, because Klay Thompson, Moses Moody, and a first-round pick is a lot better offer for DeJounte Murray than what the Lakers could do. I'm just saying.
Look, I think the Warriors will have an easier
Well,
time
they don't need
moving
another
forward.
small guard on the team.
I'll be honest, Jim. Let me ask you this: if Clay were to take a pay cut, like let's say he did 2 years, like 40. Let's say he did 2 years, 48, which was like the original offer, according to Shams Charania. If Clay accepted that, would you? And he was obviously played within the offense, et cetera, Would you be willing to like, okay, that's fine. He's within the cap sheet, and then because here's the thing too, we're gonna have to extend Kuminga. This is the problem. The problem isn't Wiggins. The problem is you got to extend Kuminga and you got to extend Clay. And Kuminga is bro, who's better right now? Kuminga or Clay? I don't want to hear about playoffs, bro. We just saw Klay Thompson literally lose us an entire series last season in the fucking playoffs. Jonathan Kuminga, I get he wasn't playable or whatever, but this season, up until this point, he's been better. He's been a better player. He's been a better defender. He's been a better offensive player by far. Now, defensively, you could argue that Clay's been better at times given matchups, but with JK off the ball, fine. I get it. But Kerr also has put him in bad positions. Clay's generally in good positions defensively. JK is
The way
playing
to
the
make this
4.
work.
Yeah.
Dre,
Jim, Jay, I think you guys are.
the Spaces
I think you
people,
guys are overacting a little bit.
Why the Spaces people always killing Clay, man? Jesus
Guys, you guys
Christ.
are.
It's making me
No.
uncomfortable.
It's not
That's
even
what I'm
that.
trying to
Because
It's making me
say.
really uncomfortable
how
right
much
now.
do you think?
Look,
Hold on. How much?
He has a
let me-
dog.
Because hold
I
on.
think there's a path for the Warriors
Let's get to the
to
numbers. Let's get to the
have an
numbers.
easier time replacing the 4 spot with somebody else, and then putting Kuminga at the 3, than having to go with Clay for the rest of Steph Curry's career, and constantly having to pair him up with Clay, who can't protect Steph at the end of the day defensively.
He can't.
And
That's
you
my
need to
point. Yes.
put protection around Steph long term defensively
Yes.
if you want to
At
be
the end of the
serious for the
day,
remainder of his career. And
Wait,
if
Jim.
you put
also
Wiggins
Jim.
at the 2, I think that helps. Okay, you guys can
Jim,
talk about
how much
whatever
is
you want
Clay
about
going to
offense,
demand?
but their offense
Shadow,
tonight, it
you
was
hear
working. So
that?
put
Shadow, you
Wiggins
hear
at the
that?
2, which gives him a lot of protection at POA, and then Kuminga at the 3, his natural position anyway, right? And then go get a 4 through a trade with Chris Paul, Clay,
That
whatever.
four got to be able.
All
The
right,
four got to be able to
get
shoot.
that
Shadow.
4,
But here's the thing.
and then you still
I'm
got
Jim.
laughing
Draymond.
because me and Shadow had a conversation, I don't know, like a month ago.
Wait,
Oh,
I'm
go on,
laughing.
Jim. Let
go
me
on, go
ask you
at
on.
the
this.
end of the
How
day,
much do you
at the end of
think?
the
How much
day,
you?
at
Go
the end
ahead.
of the day, all of these decisions are gonna go through Steph Curry. It's Steph. Like, whether we like to hear it or not, it's Steph Curry that's gonna be like the last person they're gonna be like, is it okay to like trade Clay, or is it
No.
okay? You know what I mean? It's
I
gonna go
disagree
through
with
Steph.
that. I
Really? Why?
disagree with that. Huh?
Why? Why?
Because I just feel like this is above Steph Curry at this point. This is a $43 million expiring contract. And let me say this, right?
Wait, can I?
I
Okay, go
am
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I am a advocate of Klay Thompson staying. I am an advocate of Klay Thompson staying because one, he's a $43 million expiring. Two, you still require spacing in the league, right? Like it's
Yeah,
still important.
he has value for sure.
Three, you know,
He's
eh,
part of the core. He's a
yeah,
familiarity.
not even that, right? Like my thing is I care about production. I think he's still
No, but
productive,
that's what I'm saying. There's familiarity there.
I
right?
think three
So
guard
So
lineup go away if Clay is gone.
We
so
just
here's
gotta
the
make up our mind, man.
hold on.
That's
here's
Do
the
you
all.
other
guys
thing that
think?
I'm saying. Hold on. Here's the other thing that I'm saying. You he I think if you let him go into free agency, he's as good as gone. And that is a $40 million hole that's going to be in the middle of your roster. And what's going to happen is that he's going to do the Fred Van Fleet thing, go to a bad team, get his money, and then we're going to be left with nothing, right? So we have to consider that because you saw how Fred Van Fleet walked from the Raptors last year and they got zero value for
Yeah,
him. Next thing you know,
yeah.
he's in
Yeah.
Houston, right?
Let me ask
So
you this. Let me ask you this. Do you
Not
yeah.
gonna
think?
lie, freeze up a ton of
This
Addition
is
by
the
speculation.
subtraction, bro. If
this
Clay
is
is
the
gone,
core.
then Moody will get an opportunity.
Jim, this is the core question. This is the core
And he
question.
can come off
So
the bench even. You can. I'm telling you, man. I like this idea of if you want to go strong defensively, a bunch of wings. You love wings, right? Wiggins,
Oh yeah.
6'7", 6'8" guy at shooting guard. Kuminga,
I
big
know.
guy
I just
at
don't
small
want to.
forward.
I just don't want to see Klay Thompson go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't
here's the
No,
core
I'm tired of
question.
him, bro.
Hold
Like
on, Jim.
I'm so done and over
Here's the
with
core
his
question.
selfishness, his selfish behavior, his unwillingness to sacrifice at all, never to go to the bench. The team has to compromise because of his presence. Go to
Jim,
3 guard lineup nonsense
think
because
about
of
this
him
though.
because he has to play.
Jim,
Enough is enough, man.
Think about this as an
If he's willing to
Jim.
sacrifice at all and do some good things for the team, okay, then you have an argument to want to keep him or whatever. But I think all the way around, his presence for this team is no longer any good. It
I
Yo,
just
hurts
don't
their
want to see
defense.
yo,
him
Clay
go. I don't want to
stands.
see him go.
I
Clay
don't
stands.
know if I
Klay is
feel
my
longer term
guy.
though.
Clay
Urkel,
That's the
stands.
threat,
Clay
but
stands.
Urkel,
Don't
forget
dox
it,
me.
forget it, man.
Clay
Just
stands. Don't dox me. Don't do any of that
let's
nonsense.
just
I didn't say
Urkel,
anything.
I didn't
just
say
Clay
shit.
stands.
leave it, man.
Clay
We're
stands. I didn't
adding
say
fuel
shit.
to the fire, man. Like, let's just trade Wiggins and listen to Slater, man. Let's just listen to Slater and trade Wiggins, man.
Let me ask you guys a question. How did you guys feel our defense did tonight?
Amazing. They were really good. They were
Why?
connected.
Why were they good? Let's get into
Because
why.
they went to 3 forward. They went to 3 forward lineups, more than 3 guard lineups. It's because Steve had his toys taken away from him.
Jim,
No Clay. There's less
Jim,
options to no
Jim.
Clay
This
and
is the
CP.
question.
Can't go 3 guard lineup to
Jim.
close
This
the
is the
game.
question we.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Jim,
They were good up until they put Sarge at the 5 to start quarter 4,
bro.
and then they were
I don't think
shit.
Jim hears.
And then they replaced them with Draymond, and they closed it out. So that's why their defense
Tell
was
Tim to
good because
drop.
they went to 3 forward lineups and not 3 guard lineups. So take these fucking toys away from Steve Kerr, man. Maybe they'll have a fucking shot in hell to do
And
something this season.
I'm not gonna lie, Jim. I understand your point with the Sargent thing, because the Sargent lineups kind of really pissed me off watching this game. Because you kept making a lot of points about Sargent being in there. I don't know. But
What
I
did he
understand.
do? Like, what did he do?
Right, like
Well,
I
he
don't
made
know.
plays.
Sargent was pissing me off being on the court. It's just like I don't
To be
know.
honest, Sarge had 7 assists. That's tied for most
At
on
the
the
end of the
team
day,
today.
he bleeds too many points, and he gives the Warriors zero stability defensively. Every
That's
great team
right.
needs an anchor, whether it's the starting lineup or whether it's the closing lineup or it's the in-between lineups. You need an anchor to be a legit defensive
Well,
team.
what are you? Okay,
And
that's
Sarge is
what are
just
you
at the
asking
5 is
him to
not it.
do?
Again,
What are
it's not
you
his fault,
asking Dario
but that
to
is
do?
what it
Jim,
is. That's his role on the
Jim
Warriors,
doesn't hear us.
and that's his fate. And he needs to be out of here. Him and Corey Joseph, like these guys are not helping the team. They need to go. And if these toys don't exist, Steve can't go to them
Can someone
and allow them
needs
to hurt the
communicate to
Warriors,
Jim and tell him that
allowing
he
them to
can't
play
hear
for no
us?
good reason. Tonight,
Jim,
Kojo actually had to play.
Hold on. Hey, Jim, can you hear us?
He can't hear me, and
Yeah, I can hear
he
you.
can hear you, but he can't hear
Okay.
me, or he can't hear us.
Go ahead.
Can you hear anyone else?
No, he can't.
Is anybody else talking? I
Just
only hear
drop
you
him
right
because
now.
I was just trying to say
Drop down
something.
and come back up, Jim.
he can't hear us. All right, listen. This is the point I was gonna make.
Yeah.
We're asking a bunch of questions about Steph and all that. Steph matters in this, of course. His opinion, his take, all that stuff matters. Who he wants on the roster, whatever. Okay, cool. But you got to think about it this way as well. Do you really think, from an investment standpoint, Joe Lacob, this is ROI to him, right? From an investment standpoint, does it make more sense to pay Jonathan Kuminga $35 million, or does it make more sense to give in to what Klay wants and pay him $30 or $35 million? That's the question we should be asking. How does Joe Lacob view the two from an investment standpoint? Because we can't pay both of them that much money. Financially, it's not possible. If you look at our payroll, we can't pay everyone like that, especially when we're not winning. You can't justify paying everyone when you're not winning. And look at the second apron. Those projections were lower than initially believed. They just came out today. And so, like I
Yeah,
said, there's
so
3 guys you have to pay: Moody, Kuminga, and Klay. And those are just players. Mind you, Steve Kerr's also up for extension. And so this is what all I'm trying to say is, like, forget Steph for a second. Forget all these other things like sacrifice and all this stuff. All these are valid points. At the end of the day, the man who cuts the checks is Joe Lacob. And Joe Lacob is a investing man. He's going to put his money in a smart place, and he's going to invest it. Return on investment has to be a positive. Otherwise, he's just burning money. And so when he looks at the two and he says, Klay's demanding this much, and Kuminga, who he believes is the bridge to the future, by the way, is worth this much for an extension, he has to make a decision. And I'm telling you, he'd rather let Klay walk in free agency and pay Kuminga than vice versa, I think.
To be honest, with the second apron, that may not actually be a bad thing to do. I'm going to be brutally honest with you.
You might have to just let
that
Klay
may not be a bad
walk. Like, if you can maybe let Klay,
because you know what that does? It frees up salary space. With the Chris Paul expiring contract, if they somehow don't trade him away this season, that contract's not fully guaranteed. Remember, guys. So you don't even have to guarantee that contract, and now all of a sudden, you have so much cap space now, out of thin air.
There will be no cap space.
Do you guys?
So let me ask you guys a question.
No,
If Klay walks,
no,
you
I
don't
did the
gain.
math.
You don't gain his cap
It will have.
space.
Yeah, that's
So
true
let me
because
ask
you're
you
over
guys
the
a
cap.
question.
If Klay walks, you don't gain
You're
his
over the
cap
cap.
space.
You
We're
have to
deep in the
replace.
tax. There will be no cap
listen to
space.
me.
There
Listen
will
to
be
me.
none.
Yeah, you have to
There
replace his.
is not a positive by letting him walk.
Interesting.
There's no positive. This is what so we're way over the cap, right? So because we need to get something. It's
You need to
either
get
need
under
to
the cap, though.
You can't get
You
under the
can't
cap.
get under the cap,
You
bro.
need to trade
It's
Klay for a
virtually
guy who makes
impossible.
half as
You
much.
just
That's what
got
it
to keep the
is.
salary slot because
Yeah,
it's
you
an
need to
asset.
trade Klay for a guy who makes about $25 million. You need to go get Kyle Kuzma or DeJounte Murray. That's what you need to do.
Not Kyle Kuzma. No.
Kyle
No.
Kuzma, DeJounte Murray. You need to go get one of them.
Oh,
But
Would DeJounte Murray fit on our team?
No. But here's
what are we
it's not about
doing
DeJounte
here?
Murray. It's about retaining the asset and then flipping that asset later on, like D'Lo, right? It's like, does D'Lo fit? Well, we traded for D'Lo just to have that
No.
salary slot, and then we flipped D'Lo into Wiggins, who did fit. So
Hey,
that's kind of
and let me just
conceptually.
say this, Dre.
Yeah.
Wiggins, Kuminga, and Draymond with Klay on the court is like a plus 14. With Paz on the court, they're like a plus 30. DeJounte Murray is just a way better version of Paz.
But I'm not trading Pods though. He's young. You know what
I'm
I
not
mean?
trading Pods. I'm just saying you bring DeJounte Murray in and you give him them starting minutes, and he's gonna play the same role Pods does, except he's just gonna do it better. And then you bring Pods off the bench.
I think Tim commented like DeJounte plays a lot like a 2 inch shorter Sean Livingston, but obviously just younger. So I think he definitely would fit. It's just a
And he's
matter
like
of
at 36.5% on his last 700 threes.
if he lives at that elbow. So that would
You
definitely
know, I
fit.
really think after watching tonight that they need more scoring. After seeing what Kuminga is capable of now, like how much scoring do they really need? They need defense. They need help
Jim,
defensively. They need to get
there are
bigger,
times
and that will
when they
automatically
just
make them
suddenly
better.
I agree, Jim. No,
There
they
are
are
times they
suddenly
can't
just
score.
this
Like the end
they
of the
just
Lakers
cannot
game.
score
this team
for
has
no
one
freaking
problem.
reason though.
Yeah,
This
the end of the
team has
Lakers
one
game, they
problem.
couldn't score for hella long. They could have won that game in
This
regulation.
team
Yeah,
has
at the end of the Lakers game, nobody was looking for the ball.
And
Wiggins,
DeJounte Murray is capable
like,
of playing defense. We all seen it. Like we know he can play defense. He didn't just magically forget how to play defense.
This team
Guys,
struggles in the non-Draymond minutes defensively, very much. Like Sarge at the 5, and part of that's on Kerr because he doesn't play TJD at the 5. He plays Sarge, but we struggle in the non-Steph minutes, but we struggle even more in the non-Draymond minutes. We have to address the non-Draymond minutes. If we can address that, and we can still be maybe not even a positive, but if we can slice how much of a negative
Hey,
we are in
Andre.
half.
Dre, they never addressed the non-Draymond minutes for like over a decade now. It's not
Yeah,
changing.
that's true. Well, we have to. You have to.
The Warriors have shown this season that they're capable of beating any team. If you remember some of those games against the Clippers, like those games went down to the wire, right? They basically beat OKC. Those two games that they lost in overtime,
beat them 4
that should have been a win
times.
for the Warriors, right? The Nuggets, the Warriors beat them by 18 points before Steve screwed it up, right? So they need, like, these teams that are at the top, like the Warriors are perfectly capable of beating them if they just bolster their situation and get a little bit bigger from a roster standpoint.
Can we all agree that Steve Kerr did a pretty decent coaching job tonight?
Jim, you want to answer that?
Well, again, his devices were taken away from him. There really wasn't like any logical way that he could go to a 3-guard lineup when you know what I'm saying? So, and with Clay missing, CP missing, GP2 missing, Moody missing, all of his options to go 3 guards were basically missing. So he finally went heavier, like top heavy, forwards. And so, I mean, if you want to credit Steve for that because he ran out of options, okay, sure. At the end of the day, he still played Dario Saric at the 5 in the fourth quarter when the game was in hand. And then he allowed the game to get close again. Those are the things where you're killing the team.
I want to give Steve credit for
So
something. Let me
again,
give Steve credit because I
take
agree that
away
Dario at the
Dario
5 shit was
Saric.
crazy. But when TJD and Draymond was playing together, it started off rough, and TJD was making mistakes on both sides of the ball. He was like out of position on defense. He's missing layups and shit. And Steve could have pulled him, and he let him rock out, and he ended up getting an alley, and then he caused that steal that led to the Steph 3 in the corner. So Steve gets credit for rocking with TJD through the beginning struggle.
That's a good
Sure,
point.
if you want to say that, that's fine.
But I agree with you, Jim. Like, the Warriors could literally beat anybody in this league. They literally could beat anybody. Like, when I look
They
at
could
those
also lose to
14 games,
anybody, by the way, this season has gone.
Yeah.
No, they've been losing to everybody. So,
but they're also capable of beating everybody.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
but you don't win championships based on capability.
It's very simple, right? We're competitive. That's it. We can compete against the best, against the worst. We're a competitive team.
Just shore some shit up.
But we have to contend, right? Competitive is cool. Competitive is a nice story. But to contend, you have to be consistent. We are good enough to contend. I mean, we are good enough to compete, but we're not good enough to be consistent. That's the problem. We have to find a way to be consistent.
Bro, every day we're trying to trade people who give us a chance to win, man. Like, we just have to figure out what the moves we need to make, where's our weaknesses, and fix those weaknesses and move forward. Like,
okay, so my
this
question
is
is,
getting redundant here. Like,
so to you guys, who is movable from our team? And who's unmovable?
Dario should go, man. He can't play the 5, and
Yeah, I agree with
he
the
is not a
Dario move.
positive in any sense of that, in any sense of the word. He's not a positive at all.
When you talk about
he's a good
assets that's
offensive player,
movable, though,
He needs to
like,
get packaged in. So if you're gonna move off CP's like expiring, you got to throw Dario in there, and then probably some picks and figure out what you can get because he's an expiring too. Or if you want to keep CP, then you got to move Clay because he's an expiring.
Yeah, I was just gonna say some combination of CP, Moody, and Clay. Those are the value assets and some first round picks. That's what they got.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so there's 5 names. There's Clay, There's CP. There is Saric.
Dart, yeah.
There's Moody, and there's Kojo. Those are the five primary guys at this point that the Warriors could move off of to bring more balance into their roster, so that they're generally bigger. And even if Steve decides to lean a certain way, they're still big enough to be able to play that way. And so, yeah, these are the primary pieces.
If
So
Five
we
pieces
gonna
right
see
there.
the
if
Warriors
at
after
this point, if we gonna name Kojo, we need to name Looney too.
Yeah, Looney. How do you guys feel about Looney, guys, this season? Because he hasn't been looking like himself the past 2 seasons. Looney.
He's
See,
got to.
see, hey,
Well, here's the
look,
thing.
hold up. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I don't want to say too much, but you see how y'all picking and choosing. I'm listening to everybody pick and choose. Some people picking Saurage, some people picking Loon, other people I mean, the usual suspects is who gonna win a championship. It's not the dudes coming off the bench. So, I'm just say that like it is. Y'all keep babysitting people, but there is a second apron, and contracts is a real deal. So if dudes is not taking pay cuts, if you're not bringing CP3 back on a smaller deal moving forward, it is what it is. You held hostage at this point.
I have a question for
Nah,
everybody.
There we go,
the
I,
Bruce.
assets
That's what
is
I've been
Clay,
wanting to
Moody, and
say. That's
CP3.
literally what
I
I've
have,
been
I have a
wanting to say.
question for
That's
everybody.
them is the three assets.
Let me ask you guys this. This may be crazy, but
Yeah.
the starting lineup I think has been fixed. Do you think we should wait and see what it looks like
You
with
think it's been
CP3?
fixed?
I think so.
I don't know
Well,
about that.
90% of the people don't think so because
I
today
don't know
Slater
about
came
that.
Yeah,
out with an
y'all got to
article
get used to
and
Draymond
everybody
Hold
Green.
on,
was
hold
ready
on,
to
hold on,
trade
His
hold on.
Wiggins like he was expendable.
So,
So
but me, Shadow, I always been on the Wiggins bandwagon, and what we talked about in the last few weeks in terms of him being, getting healthy, that looks like that's pretty much rectified. If you got
But
those
is
two,
it gonna be consistent?
if you got those two,
he hasn't been consistent. The last 7 games,
Okay, but
he's
it's
damn
just
near a
like
plus
with Wiggins, I
120.
don't know. Like this
I
is
know,
the
but in the
Wiggins.
last 7 games, he's damn near a plus
I
120. What do you mean he
understand
hasn't
that, but
been? Do you know
you
what a
have to
plus 120
understand.
is?
and the thing
But
is, Caprice, he's he's back, he's healthy again. Like the shot, he looks like he did in 2022 right now, and now Kaminga's a
Bro,
dog.
I'm not even talking about the offense because the offense is
The
cool, but
defense,
like
right?
the defense, like nobody's doing what. Look what he was
Right.
doing today:
But he's
steals,
been doing that all. He's
steals,
been doing that.
guarding like 3, 4
He's
positions.
been doing
Look
that
at him in the
all.
Shadow,
Laker
both of
game.
them,
He
He's
would
been
both
guard
doing
of
this
that
them
all
got
guy, then
three
guard
season.
this
steals and a
guy, then
block.
guard
It's
this
not.
guy.
It's
Like
not
but
just
This,
listen
about.
this is
though.
this is the point I wanted to make. The starters are a positive. The bench has been a positive all year. The bench is now missing pieces. Let's see what the bench, if they still are a positive again. And with the starters being a positive, I think we got something. That's just me.
But
But the bench
listen.
will
Here's
only
the
be a
thing.
positive when if and when Chris Paul comes back. A 128 offense is the reason why the bench has been a positive. You understand? So there's really no other way around it. It's because of Chris Paul.
But
So if
listen.
you're
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Wiggins. Like I understand he's been playing well these last couple of games. But what y'all have to understand, his play has been hurting us. Like you know what I mean?
He defends. Did you see how active they were in the passing lanes tonight? Did you see how active he was defensively? He defends. He defends. And the cool thing about him, he's low maintenance on offense. Low maintenance on offense. I'm looking at his box score right now, and since he 6 starts, he's taken 12 shots, and he's not crying about it.
you
He's not pouting.
see what I mean by picking and choosing.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's easy for everybody, not even on Spaces right now, but it's easy for national media and everybody who was calling Wiggins a bust over the years. It's easy for everybody to scapegoat him and protect other people. You
Bro,
understand? Like
Bruce, listen to me. Hold on. This is a man, granted, he was on bad teams and whatever. He was averaging 20 and all of that. This man came to a championship team and he's like, you know what? 12 shots, 15 shots, 10 shots. I'm going to just keep on playing defense.
Irk with him and
Hasn't that been the
Kaminga.
attitude?
Irk with him and
So I
Kaminga.
get it. Like I get that Andrew Wiggins is what's the phrase that they used? He had the one good year and all of this stuff.
Irk.
But
it
you
was an
see in a
outlier,
championship,
Urkel. It was
hold
an
on,
outlier.
an outlier year. You see the championship dynamic, bro? Like, say what you want about him. But my thing is this. We I heard somebody say pouting and all of that stuff and pouting for shots and this, that, and the other. I don't see him pout. You know what I'm saying? And that's bro. It's very important when you got Kaminga, Clay, Steph, Draymond, and all of those dudes out there, and you have a low maintenance dude around, bro. It matters. I'm telling you because you see how high ego this shit is, bro.
Urkel.
They started fucking what's his name?
Pods.
The dudes on the Laker that look like Sideshow Bob. What's his fucking name?
What, Hayes? Talking about Jackson?
Oh my
Um,
god.
Wait,
Jackson Hayes?
Reeves?
no. The Jackson Hayes, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Jackson. Yeah.
The fact that you
they
said Sideshow Bob,
bro.
wow.
they they started Jackson Hayes, and you saw what Christian Wood did. You saw the tweet.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. He did say that it was a mistake,
You
but
see what I'm saying, bro?
yeah.
So I'm telling you, like, you ask
Listen,
him to come off the bench, he
Hey,
comes off the
Bruce,
bench.
Bruce, Bruce.
what
I
up?
wanted to say this
What up,
real
Lee?
quick. I just wanted to add to that point. Like when we have him and Kamigo on the court, do we look athletic?
Yeah.
Listen to me.
Yes.
When they no
Listen
no
to
no
Yes.
me.
no
Yes.
Listen to me.
only
Listen
yeah,
to me.
but it's got
You
to
see
be.
that shit in the playoffs, bro? When
Bro,
two wings in Draymond on
when we
the
play the
hold up,
This
hold
is
up.
Clippers,
crazy,
Hold
man.
on,
Listen to me. Two
but
wings in Draymond,
the
and I'm
key
not
is
even talking about Steph here. Two wings in
woo,
Draymond in the playoffs.
look
It's gonna
good,
matter,
bro.
bro. I'm telling you.
That's what we need.
but the key is that attacking the space.
Jim
That's
had a
not.
tweet.
Look,
Jim had a tweet about how Kaminga takes up that space that Steph creates.
Yes,
I've never
yes.
seen anybody do that since KD. Really,
look.
Yeah, and
All I'm gonna
KD did
say
it differently
is,
too.
he
KD
all
did
did
I'm,
it.
it differently. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lee. All I'm gonna say is, like I said, dude. For the most part, everybody in here want to see the team win. If anybody has a personal agenda, what vendetta it is, what it is. But like, I'm not emotionally and spiritually attached to these players. I don't worship these guys. You understand? I love sports. This is therapy, and
You
it's
don't
just
got to do
something.
that, Bruce. Why you
Nah,
throwing
nah,
shots, my brother?
no. I gotta just be honest because you got people that hate listen and carrying news back in group chats. Twitter and social media for me is just a joke. So like, I'm just putting that out there. You understand? But look, Wiggins, the young lady said something that was profound, and I agree. Wiggins was hurting the team. So guess what the team did? They relegated him to the bench. The team was still struggling. I seen Steph Curry come back from a 1 month injury before they win the 2022 title, and the word on the street was that there was a riffraff between who was going to start, Jordan Poole or Klay Thompson. So guess what Steph Curry did? He came off the bench. I never seen LeBron James come off the bench to appease D Wade or to appease Kyrie Irving or another guy who wanted to be starting or not be starting. You understand? And Steph Curry did that. Now, when
Why
we're
does
having
Steph
this,
Curry have to say?
so,
Why
so,
does Steph Curry have to say, "Yo, it doesn't matter how you start,
right,
it's how you
right.
finish."
Because he's speaking to his teammates. And then now we got people who are so, oh, Wiggins is this, Wiggins is that. Like there were people in the Kings series getting killed the entire series. Wiggins wasn't the only person. You
Yeah.
understand? Wiggins broke his ribs and came back and played versus the Lakers, and there was no grace given to him. So again, if you're going to use one player, you got to be hold everybody accountable. And if you're going to hold Sarich accountable and say that he's a turnstile on defense, let's talk about the guy that's making more money than Luka Doncic and more money than Devin Booker, who is the best shooting guard in the NBA today. You're making more money than him. If you got to come off the bench for one game, it shouldn't be a big of a deal. I've seen Loon
Bruce,
do it. I've
bro,
seen
Bruce,
Draymond
you
do it.
gotta relax,
I've seen
bro.
no, no. I'm
Bruce,
just saying
You
because
gotta relax because these Clay stands are about to give people my address, bro.
listen,
Them
bro.
spaces, people. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Like,
they could do
don't get
anything
them
that they
mad at
want to
me,
do,
dog.
man. They people like again, like I said, I don't worship these people. I don't know these people, so they could dox, do anything they want to do, whatever's cool for them. At the end of the day, if the team wants to win, you have to continue to search for changes. Tonight there was a change to the lineup, and miraculously the team won, and they won in great fashion. So I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. When everybody's healthy and everybody's back, who is the starting five? Anybody could answer this.
Who is or who should be?
Curry, Clay, and the
Who
three
should be the starting
forwards.
five?
Who should
Repl-
be? Okay, so that's the different
replace
question.
Pods with Clay, and you got it right there.
Who
I'm gonna
should
say
be?
I'm
Pods
not
or
doing that,
Clay,
bro. Like Clay Thompson is still a guy, right? So, you know,
Who should be? That's the question. It's an interesting
right?
question.
Yeah,
I
right.
think
Right now, they're killing people with Clay in that lineup, but they're killing people twice as bad with Pods in that lineup. I'm gonna say Clay, but if it gets to the point where it needs to be Pods and you need Clay to work that bench unit, then that's what it is.
Nah, man.
Well, at the end of the day, Pods is still going to be considered a rook, and he's going to be treated by the league as if he is a
I don't
rook,
think we should be
rightfully
promoting rookies
so.
like that. But I agree, though. I mean, to
Yeah,
some extent, here's what I will say.
it's too much, bro. Too much change isn't good.
I will say this
Um,
though. When it comes to like lineups, and Shadow said this early in the year, by committee, there's really only two spots that really should be by committee. It's the shooting guard and it's the center. That's it.
all right.
Draymond should start, and Steph should
I,
always
I
start.
don't. I disagree with the center. I think Draymond Green and Trace Jackson Davis should play 48 minutes at center. Split them motherfucking 48 minutes how you want, but them the only two dudes that should play that position.
Let's do this.
I unfortunately do not want Dre to like spend all his time at center, though. That's just not sustainable.
You could give him
Yeah,
20
I
at
don't like
center
that
and 28
either.
for Trace, and you can play Dre 10 minutes at power forward. I said split the minutes however you want. I just think those are the only two dudes that should ever play center.
Yeah.
Why is something
Um,
inside me feeling like Trace should start?
hold on 1 second. Let's do this. Hold that thought for a second, and let's transition to playback.tv/Space Gang. Give the host account a follow, and we can continue the conversation over there. We can watch some clips. We can see what Steve Kerr had to say for himself. So let's transition over to playback, make this convo a little bit more fluid. So the Clay stands on Doxby. I'll see y'all over at playback. Thank you very much for tuning in, and hopefully we can string some wins together. But come to playback. Let's
Yes,
have some fun.
sir.